I suppose the two things that I remember most about Wycliffe and which most helped me prepare for a lifetime of ministry were, first, the strong emphasis on the centrality of Scripture to all Christian education, to all theological education. We were soaked in New and Old Testament morning, noon and night. We had Greek New Testaments in the chapel so that when we were in chapel we could follow the lessons in Greek and so on. And I was happily still young enough then for the mind to be plastic to take it in. But the point was that everything else we were going to be doing was shaped by, informed by Scripture. Not that we were learning a few scriptural dogmas to put them in our back pockets, but that we were discovering a lifetime habit of scriptural exploration and listening for the voice of God. That was enormously helpful and fruitful and has gone on being throughout my life. The other thing was the discipline of regular worship, which I think a lot of us grumbled a bit about. It was quite fierce in those days, twice a day and no exceptions. And even if you were sick, you were supposed to give in a note or whatever. But I think a lot of us found that actually the lifetime habit, which was thus begun, of either meeting together or, if you were away, then individually, but of using the old-fashioned Anglican offices as a framework, obviously it's quite a flexible framework, has stood me in very good stead, both publicly and privately ever since. And I know clergy who basically stopped, as they say, saying the offices at a certain point. And it's remarkable how easy all sorts of things are then to slide as a result of that. So I think the Scripture and the regular daily discipline of worship, those have been absolute backbones of everything I've done ever since. And I think in large measure I owe those to Wycliffe. Now, of course, then when we look out at the wider world, there's all sorts of ways in which a college like this can actually contribute massively, not just by equipping individuals to go out and do their ministry, though that must always remain central, but in a bigger way. It's fascinating that in recent years, theology has become a public topic for debate again, not least through people like Richard Dawkins, but in lots of other ways as well. People are realizing the interconnectedness of theology with lots of other things that we talk about. Some people don't like that, but it's happening. And Wycliffe is in a wonderful position now to contribute directly to that. I was thinking as I walked up to Wycliffe today, the way the Wycliffe grounds sit as a sort of wedge shape in the middle of North Oxford, pointing towards the heart of the city, seems to me a wonderful parable for what theology ought to be doing, making its way into the heart of every bit of academic and public discourse and saying, actually, we need to make room for this because it will change the way we do everything. I think Wycliffe right now is in a great position to make that contribution, and I look forward to watching that happen in the days to come.